At that point, then we have comments on the budget.
Yes, if you want to make any comments,
That's my clear.
the mayor will say, are there any comments? Yes, Mr. Mayor, yes, I have
That's what you need.
Okay. Okay.
No, he can do it. Introduce that.
Thank you, Jeannie. No problem. Thank you.
When do you introduce the budget? Which one?
It's in here.
You want me to make that? I'll make the motion, Yeah, I'll read the whole thing. Yeah.
So Jim, you're gonna read new business?
Yeah, I'm gonna read this whole thing here.
Okay.
Motion to authorize city clerk to execute bids on,
Okay. And Commissioner Cooper's gonna second it, right?
Joe.
Yeah.
Which one?
You gonna second new business?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry.
Joe?
Coop, you're out.
He got
You're
it.
out.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, no
I'll
problem.
let you do your job. You're right.
We're good.
We ready?
What is this one? Wait, what is it? What is this one? Resolution.
It's just a resolution, Mr. Mayor, adoption.
Welcome everyone to the City of Millville Commission meeting for the March 20th, 2018. The approximate time is 7:06. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Santiago?
Here.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Here?
Vice Mayor Parent?
Here.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Here.
Commissioner Cooper?
Here.
I'd like to have Reverend John Dingle come to the podium. We all stand, please. After his delivery, we'll salute the flag.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Shall we pray? Lord, we thank you for your blessing upon this proceeding here tonight, Lord. We ask, Lord, for your wisdom, Lord, with our commissioners. God's strength to all those who keep us safe, our military, law enforcement, first responders, all those who will be working hard through the night to keep our roads safe. And Lord, that you would be with all who are in the path of this nor'easter and who have been in harm's way in different places in our country. Let your blessing rest upon our country, our state, our county, our city, and our homes. And we thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you, Reverend Dingle. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by law. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any review changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, there are two. We have a report from our purchasing agent recommending the award of bid for Cedarville Sidewalks LLC project. Cedarville Sidewalk Project Phase 3 to Charles Marandino LLC, and also a resolution authorizing the contract for the Cedarville project to Charles Marandino LLC. And that's all.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, motion to approve the dispense with the reading of the minutes and to proceed with the regular order of business.
Second motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mayor, move the bills be paid after properly certified.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We've now reached the portion of the meeting where the public can make comments on agenda items only. If you'd like to make a comment on an agenda item, please step up to the podium, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close the public comment portion of this meeting on agenda items only. Old business, please.
Okay, it's the report from the purchasing agent recommending award of bid for the project entitled Cedarville Road Sidewalk Improvements Phase 3 to Charles Marandino LLC of Millville, New Jersey for their successful low bid in the amount of $174,446.20.
Mr. Mayor, move be received, filed, and approved.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Can we go into petitions and letters?
Yes, we have a letter of resignation from H. George Mitchell as a member of the Millville Planning Board effective August 2nd, 2017.
Mr. Mayor, I move to receive and file this correspondence.
Second motion.
Any comments? I will make a comment. Mr. Mitchell was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, but we will revisit this with him on April the 3rd. Those of you that don't know Mr. Mitchell, I don't know if I can use, he's a pioneer of the city of Millville. Great man, owns a business, whole heart is in the city of Millville. Great man. He's leaving our planning board that myself and Commissioner Udalovis serve on. How many years was it?
20.
20 years. A great volunteer of this city. Loves this city. So, Mr. Mitchell, if you're listening to us, we'll see you on April the 3rd. Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Cooper?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Welcome.
I'd like to report on this past Saturday, we had a Youth Empowerment Summit. This past Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. On Saturday, March 17th at 9 a.m., Millville's Lakeside School principal and myself, along with Youth Empowerment Committee, put on our first leadership summit at Lakeside Middle School. I know during the election, Commissioner Pepitone and I spoke to ad nauseum about connecting to the city and its commission to the local school district, and this was our first chance at doing it. This was our first chance to bring those ideas to fruition. The summit was a change and a chance for middle school students from Cumberland County and the surrounding areas in the ages of 11 to 14 to be in a supportive and engaging environment of learning, outside of the structure of regular school activity. We had 70 students register online, and along with some of the parents, we had a day of breakout classes like Empower Yourself, Beyond Bullying, How Your Mindset Impacts Your Life, Start Planning for College, Financial Success, and How You Can Be a Millionaire. We also had Ignite speakers. Ignite speakers are peer speakers of the same ages and experiences. These Ignite speakers were on fire with their deliveries in areas of bullying, sports, anxiety, and the advantages of being an avid student. Thanks to donations from private citizens and support from the Millville School District and the city, we were able to provide the students with food, fun, giveaways, which I believe they were all excited about. And they couldn't wait till next year. I kept hearing that over and over. We can't wait till next year. So I'm glad they had a lot of fun with that. I also want to thank the mayor, the vice mayor, Commissioner Pepitone for attending as well. However, they were not all there at the same time. Also, to the Millville School Board President, Kim Carty. She was there along with school board members Mike Weldon and Mike Beatty. Another example of the city and how the school district and the city can work together. Martin Luther King once said, "Character and intellect are the tools of education." I hope we made our mark on those ideas this past Saturday. I want to thank a lot of the parents for allowing the children to come out this past Saturday. It was a first event, but it was something that was so special to a lot of the children and a lot of the students. And I actually invited some of those Ignite speakers to come here tonight to share their feelings and their ideas on what happened and how they felt about this past weekend. So I have with us tonight, I have Carlos Rosa, I have Alicia Gomez, and Jordan Webster. They're going to, and Jose Bravo is here. So they're going to share just a moment of their experiences with you, if you would allow them. Carlos, want to come on up first? How about it for Carlos?
Hi, my name is Carlos Rosa Colon. I was one of the Ignite speakers at the Youth Empowerment Summit this Saturday. Well, last Saturday. I had a really good experience. It was fun seeing all of the kids being able to come out on a Saturday and talk about some of their experiences in their life. My title for my speech was Sports with School and Social Life. It was pretty much just about my experience of how when I started sports and how it came working into school and how it started helping me make more friends and work with social life and being able to help others.
Nice job, Carlos.
Yeah, I think how many of us share that same story, right, Mary, about how sports can really do a lot for you and for your academic career as well as socially. So thank you for sharing that, Carlos. Also, we have Alicia Gomez. And Alicia spoke about mindfulness. How about it for Alicia? Come on up, Alicia.
Good evening. My name is Alicia. I recently gave a speech about mindfulness and how our words and actions can affect people. I had a great time and hope that more students will come out next time we have one, have a Youth Empowerment Summit. And I spoke about mindfulness and hope that mindfulness in your life, and hope that you will have mindfulness in your life and that will change and impact someone else's life.
One thing I love about what you shared Saturday is that you volunteer a lot, right? And that you mentioned that everyone should do their part in volunteering in the community. That was real special to me. Also, we had Jordan Webster. Her title of her speech has "Hate Has No Home Here." Where's Jordan at? Come on up, Jordan. How about it for Jordan?
Hi, I'm Jordan Webster, and I was recently at the Millville Youth Empowerment Summit on Saturday, and I enjoyed it a lot. It kind of helped me overcome it made me gain more confidence, and I feel more comfortable speaking in front of all of you guys today. But my speech was basically about a sign that says "Hate has no home here," and it originated in Northridge, Chicago, and it's basically a sign that just, when you see it on the windows, it's supposed to make you feel, safe. It's like a safe place for you to just, we're all equal, so it's a safe place. And I actually brought 2 today, and I want to give one to the city of Millville.
Great.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Where's our sign at? You just can't say that and not give us a sign.
She does have it.
She gave me. We'll take it. That's all right.
Nice job.
Let's see. So as you can see, the students were very empowered, right? You still feel like you could do it again, right? You can't wait till next year? Awesome. So we have one more speaker. He has my favorite name, Jose Bravo. I want that name. He's going to have to share that name. But Jose, come on up and share what you shared on Saturday. How about it for Jose?
Hi, my name's Jose Bravo. I was recently in the Youth Empowerment Summit, and I had a great time. And it was a great experience. And it was really fun because I got to hang out with my friends, learned about college and how to stay safe with fires, and about cyber crimes. and my speech was about how Avid could change your outlook and how you could gain more from Avid, and how Avid changed me. Thank you.
Nice job. All right, thank you.
Can I have you guys come up and take a picture?
Awesome. Nice. I'm going to get one too, Bruce. I was going to suggest that.
We're good. We got one photographer.
We got okay, here we
got a
go.
photographer.
Joe is coming.
I'm coming too. This was a special event.
While they're doing that, Commissioner Pepitone was the official photographer for
On
that
Saturday.
whole day, and maybe we can share a lot of those pictures.
He probably won't.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I hope he does.
Mayor.
Yes.
Come on.
Jose Bravo was the solicitor for
Oh, that's right. I have to say that.
our
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was for
For Youth Week.
Chris. When we do that?
Youth Week.
Yeah,
Last
Youth
May.
Week.
May. Last May. That's coming up.
Yes.
It's a good month.
He was the commissioner for
Solicitor, the attorney.
Attorney.
Came from I think Wood School.
I think
All right.
you're.
Thank you, guys.
He would be at the Lakeside on Friday, right? I think so.
So, Commissioner, if I can, this just shows you what young adults can achieve when they're directed in the right direction. So I applaud everyone that's involved in this program. We have a great PAL instructor and Officer Cott. Stand up, Officer Cott. Has dedicated his life to the youth of the city of Millville. But because of these programs is why these young men and women will achieve their goals as they go through life. And the best feeling that I have, that you're represented here by your family and friends. And I think that all your parents and your friends deserve a round of applause because you're here supporting your kids, and that's very important. So thank you for being here. And one more thing, Jose, stand up.
Hey.
Last May, you were the solicitor for the city of Millville, the attorney. So he was picked out of all the schools to represent his school. So this young man was sitting in that chair.
For Youth Week.
Boy, look at that different Youth Week. Look at the different size. Huh? Whoa. So it looks like you're going in the right direction. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. Very proud of you and all the rest of you. So thank you. Any other commissioners? Go ahead.
I'll keep it warm for you until you're ready.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to make a few comments. First of all, my heart is so full to see this. This is one of my dreams come true. Since I've been a board member for so many years, I always wanted the city and the school board to work together for our kids. And thanks to Bruce, to Sam, to Spike Cook, the idea came together. It was employed, and it was a phenomenal time. I mean, every individual that was there had a great time. I mean, how often can you get middle schoolers up on a Saturday, much less go to school and attend an event? And they were so respectful to one another. It was just so uplifting to see the maturity of these young people. In addition, several police officers were there, but two of our officers actually made presentations, one which I sat through about the internet and crimes on the internet. And the other one, I believe, was getting to know the police department or something along those lines.
Know the law.
Know the law, that's
Yeah.
what it was. But they were all well attended. It was involved. It was exciting to see the community come together. I can't say enough about it. The committee that I had met once with you guys all worked hard to pull it off. It was just a phenomenal event, and I'm so excited. And I too am looking forward to next year. Thank you.
You're welcome, Commissioner. Anyone else?
Ashley, you want to? No. Oh, yeah. It's, you know, one of my favorite schools is Lakeside Middle School. You know, I have a great rapport with the administration over there, the principals, the teachers, the security guards. And people don't realize that Lakeside Middle School has over 1,300 students. It's the largest school within the city. But it's through the efforts of Mr. Cook and the administration and the Board of Education and some nonprofits like the Holly City Development Corporation that plays in the partnership with Lakeside Middle School. And now the city itself, City Commission, is definitely taking part at Lakeside Middle School for the students. I think it's important for we as commissioners to come out and say hello. I think it's important for the young youth to recognize that we're just average people. You know, we're just one of your buddies. And I think that's how we came across at the summit. And you see us up here with a shirt and tie on. But, you know, we really have genuine care about the young people in our city. This is only the beginning of things that we will be doing as a city commission in the next 4 years. We are not stopping here. We want that program to expand all throughout the city. And, you know, congratulations to Commissioner Cooper. These are probably some of the things that were discussed at our meetings, even though we weren't sworn in until January, but we started these programs and talks back in November. And this is just one of the things under the direction of the mayor that we will continue. And again, thank you very much, parents. We're here to support you. We're here to support your children. Anytime, give us a call if you need your help. We're here for you. Again, congratulations to all.
Mike, can I add one more thing real quick? I'm sorry, I like the mic tonight. All right.
We're going to shut that mic off.
I'm sure you said it, I wasn't listening, but Jennifer Webb McCrae, our prosecutor, did a phenomenal job in making the presentation. Sean Thom closed. Again, another great presentation. He had a video there that the kids watched. It was great. Also, to my fellow former board members, Kim Cardy, Mike Wilden, and Mike Beatty, I know you mentioned those names. I'm so glad that they were there. And it was nice for us just to be there to chat and to talk and say, guys, it finally happened. So let's keep it moving. And to this youth speakers, you guys were great. You did the best. Again, the respect that was afforded you were given to you by your classmates and colleagues. I'm just sitting there saying, these are kids respecting each other. Again, I can't have enough good things to say about it, and I'll shut up. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. Now, we really desire that you stay for the meeting. I mean, we really desire that. Where are you going, Cooper?
We got one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
He was leaving.
I'm leaving, that's it. I'm out.
I was worried.
You have to say.
Next we have our winter photo contest winners coming up. Sam, coming up, and let's talk about these photos and our winners. All right.
So, not to keep talking about this, but I do want to let you know that I did watch all the presentations, and you guys did do a phenomenal job. I don't think at 7th or 8th grade, I mean, I could do it now, and I don't always do it great, but I don't know if I could do what they did that day, to be honest with you. And I'm in the public all the time now, so I still don't think I could do it. So congratulations, seriously, from the deepest part of my heart, and I hope that I get to see you all there next year again. But we do have something. We always have something going on in the rec department. But tonight we are giving out our awards for our annual winter photo contest winners. All the photos who entered, whether win or lose, still got to go up to the photo gallery. So they are down at the RRCA. They'll be there for another week or two, 22 North High Street. If you haven't been to the gallery, not only are your photos going to be there, but there's plenty of other things that you can look at. They always have a great display of something at the RRCA. So make sure you go down and check that out. So let's see. We'll go with third place first. And, yep, Diane, I'm going to butcher her last name, so help me out. Ergay. She won third place at the winter photo contest, so congratulations. Yep, our second place is to Steve Monahan. Thank you. You're welcome. Congratulations. And well, the first place prize, we've been doing this for a long time, even before I was in the Parks Department. But as long as I've been here, we've never actually given out an award to a student. A student's never won, as far as I can remember. So a student actually from Lakeside Middle School won the first prize this year. So Madison Maines, come on up. All right, so we're going to give you that, and also a token of appreciation and all the hard work you did, a little gift card to Wawa, okay? Get a smoothie or whatever you like there from Wawa, okay? So congratulations, and we hope that you can get all your friends to participate next year. You can do that for me? Okay, because we want more photos. Beautiful winter photos, okay? So congratulations. Thank you very much. We are looking to bring back our Gardenscape contest this year. I'm working with a couple people to bring that back, so that will be our next contest. Basically, you spruce up your property, do the flowers, and we judge them. So we're hoping that will be our next contest, which will run in about June. But in the meantime, hopefully, everybody's going home tonight. We're going to cross our fingers that we do not get the snow, because we have a very important event tomorrow night. Does anybody remember what it is? RVC, right? So tomorrow night, no snow. Wings, cookies, and vegetables here in this room at 6 p.m. I'm expecting everyone to be here. I will make sure that it goes out on Facebook, website, telephone, however I can to let people know if we do have to cancel. We'll reschedule. But hopefully we don't get that snow. So keep that in mind. If the weather's well, please make sure you come here. Once again, if the weather's fine, it's never snowed or rained as long as I've been in the rec department for the Easter egg hunt. Never. 15 years. Okay, so we're hoping for no rain again or anything on Saturday, but our Easter egg hunt is this Saturday, March 24th, 11 a.m. sharp. Do not be there at 11:02 because there are no eggs. They're gone. The kids, they do a great job picking those eggs up. So make sure you have that. And then what we have going on until the end of the school year, every Tuesday and Thursday at Lakeside Middle School, we have our Holly City Walking Club. Nice and warm and clean area. From 6:30 to 7:30, we are walking inside the school hallways at Lakeside Middle School. So we always appreciate Lakeside doing what they do for us. And really, this weekend was fabulous, and we hope to partner on a couple other things. So I thank you guys very much.
What's happening on tomorrow?
RVC.
What is it?
RVC.
What is it?
RVC, right?
All right.
RVC. We're very excited about that. I'm really excited. We really need to, I want your input, and that's what it's all about, the input. So thank you.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes, concerning the EMS, our council has gotten together information for me to review about the different communities, what they use, and how they go about funding their EMS program. Myself, he, and Chief Redden, as well as a representative from Inspira, are going to have a meeting planned next week to kind of review for the last time to see how we could best fit this memorandum of understanding for the city, and we're looking to vote on it at the next meeting. In addition, the situation with the Cumberland County SPCA, we have gotten an increase. You'll hear more about that later when I talk about the budget. There's really nothing we can do at this point. We have to pay the $60,000 increase. Other cities are getting hit with the same thing. Our animals need to be taken care of, and the system needs to be taken care of as well. We are going to, however, get together after this and kind of look to see if there's a better way to crack this nut, because it is very expensive, and that, again, will be voted at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Commissioner Udalvis.
You have a report.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a report?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to be received and filed, please.
Which report?
The fire department.
Thank you.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Commissioner Udalvis.
As Director of Public Affairs, I will be reiterating many of the updates that I did cover during our work session this evening. And our updates pertain to developments within our planning department as well as our community development block grant. The City of Millville is proud to welcome its newest addition to the Department of Public Affairs as our supervising planner assumes a new and integral role in our city's planning department. Samantha Silvers, professional planner, will be facilitating various programs in regard to planning and development. Currently, various stakeholders from planning, zoning, and engineering departments and boards are working diligently to review revisions to our local zoning ordinances drafted by Mrs. Sarah Birdsall in response to Millville's land use plan element. We look forward to utilizing the role and experience of our supervising planner in this partnership to draft, adopt, and implement a zoning ordinance that efficiently and effectively supports development in the City of Millville. In regard to our community development block grant, the advisory committee continues to review applications and draft the CDBG budget for the 2018 cycle. With that, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Folks, I was really joking. If you want to leave, you can. I won't be taking tag numbers or anything like that, but if you're more than welcome to stay. Vice Mayor, just whisper in my ear, so you tell them they can go. So you guys can go, but thank you for coming and be safe going home.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Vice Mayor Parent.
Thank you for sure. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Okay, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to submit the tax collector's report for the month of February 2018.
Joe?
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
The only other news, Mr. Mayor, I will be introducing the budget this evening with a zero tax increase. And later on, I'm sure there'll be some comments, at least maybe from the commissioners, once I introduce that budget. There will be a presentation on April 2nd
Third.
Or third,
Third,
I'm sorry,
April 3rd.
third, at the City Commission Chamber. And everybody will have a chance to review our budget and make any particular comments at that time from the public. With that, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Parent. I do have a couple reports. I'd like to just tell everyone that if we do get this snowstorm, the city of Millville is prepared to go out and clean our streets, and that involves our streets and roads, involves our individuals from the water department, also our members of the sewer department. They'll be out there working for you to keep the streets clean and safe, so there'll be safe passage. I know we're all saying we hope we don't get the snow, but from what I last saw, I think we're going to get it. All depends how much we're going to get. But I do, that came from our people from Streets and Roads. I had a conversation with Sal Coy of my sewer department, and every once in a while, we have to test our water that we're all drinking, all of us at home. And I should have blew up the photo of how well our department is doing when it comes to purifying water and getting it back out into the river. He had 3 samples, and it's very, very positive of what that sewer department is doing with the upgrades that are going on, and that's going to continue. With our water department, they're working very efficiently. It's a good thing that we have great people working for the city of Millville that are doing nothing but positive things for all of us. So with that, I have nothing else to say, so we'll move on. Madam Clerk?
Ordinance is on second reading. We have an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 23, Procedure and Form for Notices of Tort Claim, subsection 2-81, Notices of Tort Claim Required Form.
Mr. Mayor, move for the passage of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
So this ordinance is on second reading, so it's open to the public. Anyone that would like to make a comment specific to this ordinance number 1, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close ordinance number 1. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance amending the salary ordinance to reflect the following. Amend the salary range on the following job titles: Assistant Tax Collector, Council 18, with a minimum of $20,000, a maximum of $60,263.08, and Police Chief with a minimum of $70,000 and a maximum of $155,000. And also add the following new title and include the minimum and maximum compensation. That is a senior sewer plant operator / sewer repair 2 with a $10 per hour minimum and $26.87 per hour maximum.
Mr. Mayor, move for the passage of this proposed ordinance on second and final reading.
Second the motion.
Once again, this ordinance is on second reading concerning salary for the titles of Assistant Tax Collector, Police Chief, and also the Senior Sewage Plant Operator. So this is open up to the public. Anyone that has any concerns or wants to speak about this item on our agenda, please step up to the mic, state your name and your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close ordinance number 2. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is an ordinance amending Chapter 50, Police Department, Article 1, Millville Police Department, established subsection 50-1, creation, adding 1 lieutenant position and eliminating 1 captain position.
I move for this proposal for the second and final reading.
Second motion.
Again, this item number 3, ordinance on second reading. It's open to the public. Anyone that has any comments or concerns concerning this change in the police department, please step up to the mic, state your name, state your comments, or state your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Good evening, Tim Carty, Millville. I have an issue with this because last year, it's been almost exactly a year ago, where the chief sat here in front of the past commission and said that due to the hiring increase and adding more officers, that this captain position is needed. I think it's pretty funny a year later, we're planning on hiring 5 officers this year and maybe 5 next year, but we're eliminating this position. And then the chief makes a statement in the newspaper saying the reason why they're doing away with it is to save the taxpayers money. Well, to me, what's going to happen in next year or the following year when we decide we're going to have to rechange this because of the officers we have? My concern is if the chief's so worried about saving my tax dollars, since I'm a resident of Millville, when his contract was just open, why didn't he reduce his salary and his percentages? To me, we're going to be playing this battle probably between the captain's positions. So one year it's okay, this year we don't need it. What's going to happen next year when we have these other officers? And what's really the cost savings? Because you're demoting or taking somebody out of captain and putting them to a lieutenant. What's that, $10,000? Really? But yet the chief next year will be coming on saying, well, we need this one or this one. To me, it's just ridiculous to keep playing the bounty ball. If we don't have no problems with it for the past year, why are we changing it now? And if we really want to save the taxpayers money, I suggest we reopen up the chief's contract and take his 15% out, that where he has to be piggybacked off the next highest officer, and give that 15% to the guys that are out there working the streets every day and every night and putting their lives on, and not sitting in an office building and going to lunches wearing his nice white shirt. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cardy. Anyone else?
Mary Messick here of Millville. My concern with that is we've taken officers and we've stepped them up. That basically says that we stand behind them and we believe in them and we're awarding them a better position because of the job that they've done. When you turn around and you take the job away from them and you kind of lower them, that doesn't set a very good morale for others, because it's like, why bother? Why go the extra mile? And that kind of reflects, because it's a domino effect. And it's a known statistical fact, even with a student. You give a student a praise for the accomplishments that they've done, and they keep doing, and they better themselves, and it reflects, and they feel good about themselves. But then when you turn around and you start taking things away from them, even though they're doing a fantastic job for what tools that they have to work with, they start feeling, well, gee, why did I do this? Why am I doing this? Why am I busting my tail? I'm sorry. That's wrong. And we do have officers that it's taken them a very long time to get to where they are for one reason or another. And usually the bottom line's always been the godforsaken almighty dollar. I wish you guys would really take a good, hard look at this again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Anyone else? I close the public portion on item number 3 on the ordinance, Chapter 50 of the Police Department. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinances on first reading, please.
Okay, we have an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Development Corporation to hold a coin drop on May 5th, 2018 at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Roads.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Municipal Code, eliminating Article 8 Industrial Commission subsections 2-31 through 2-35.
Mr. Mayor, I move to table this ordinance on first reading.
Second the motion?
You're seconding on tabling this?
Is there a reason? I
Well,
mean,
it's
what-
Bruce
what do we-
Cooper's decision.
I'm sorry, Bruce, I
Hold on.
apologize.
You're second.
Well, you already
What-
seconded it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah, we could take a vote.
No, well, first we should use a discussion.
Wait,
Do we
hold
have-
on, hold on a
Sorry.
second. Commissioner Udalov introduced the ordinance, okay, and then now Commissioner Pepitone seconded.
To allow her to
So-
speak about it.
Okay,
Okay.
so what is our next step? Take a vote?
So the intention was to
Table it.
introduce or to table,
Table.
Table it.
Table it.
to table.
I can introduce the discussion if that would
Okay,
be
so-
preferred.
So the motion actually is to table it. Did you second
Yes.
that
I
you want to
second-
table it?
I second with the understanding of giving her the opportunity to explain why she wanted to table it.
Okay.
Maybe I made a wrong move.
No,
If-
you're fine.
Let's
If-
just take a step
yes.
back and let the commissioner explain.
If you choose
Also-
to discuss it,
Right,
I-
I do.
That's fine.
Also, and just, I do believe that if
What we
everyone would have
should
voted
do-
down, if you would like to vote down my motion to table, that would also be the appropriate
correct.
Well,
protocol at this point.
There's
It's-
a motion on the floor to table it, then the vote has to be taken on the table.
Is there a
of that
second?
motion. There was a second.
There was a second, so now you would just vote accordingly.
Correct. That's the way I see it.
So vote,
Yes.
so the vote is
The vote is to
table.
table,
Right.
yes.
a vote to table.
Did you, we're gonna explain.
So you have
I,
to-
I can if that's okay at this time.
You want to explain why you want to table it?
Yes, yes.
She can speak to the motion if she
Go ahead.
chooses.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Reviewing the municipal code pertaining to the establishment and components of the Industrial Commission provided under the provisions of New Jersey statutes annotated 40:55B1 et sec, as well as previous case studies examining the purposes and powers of industrial commissions in regard to specific municipalities. I understand the examination of each board, commission, and committee to ensure that the City of Millville is efficiently and effectively addressing the changing needs for economic development in the community. Consequently, I assert that decision-making in regard to any body corporate established by local ordinance should first require an inventory of the following components. In regard to the Industrial Commission specifically, the actual and current powers of the Industrial Commission, the adherence and feasibility of maintaining the composition of the Industrial Commission according to the 7 qualifications specified for each member of the Commission, the accessibility of the meetings to the general public and the members of the Industrial Commission, and the efficacy of promoting and concretely demonstrating gains in economic development over the last 10 years in comparison to its efficacy since establishment in 1972. It is in regard to transparency and respect for the general public and the volunteers of the Industrial Commission that I recommend an examination into the components of the Industrial Commission and the implementation of a board, commission, or committee that better meets the needs for economic development in the City of Millville before dissolving the Industrial Commission by ordinance. It's essential for the community to weigh such evidence from an inventory in order to uphold transparency and promote responsibility and mutual respect for our community's volunteers. It is certain that leveraging our community's resources and its volunteers is a priority for this commission, and I support this initiative under the provision that we first establish a direction in which to invest our volunteers' efforts through a new entity for economic development while respecting due process for examining the role of the Industrial Commission in today's economy before articulating dissolution.
Any
Now,
comments on that?
appropriate if anyone would like to speak
Sure.
against table.
Yeah. Anyone like to speak against table?
I'm processing, I mean, you did a fine job of presenting it. I'm processing what you shared. Basically, what I'm understanding is the fact that before the move is made to dissolve this, you'd like further research done to see what's going to replace it, as well as, is it the right move? As opposed to making a knee-jerk, again, I don't want to use the word knee-jerk, but it's not my department. So what I want to do is yield to your opinion, again, not knowing enough about it, to support the direction that you want to go into.
Well, can I go first?
go
I
ahead.
introduced it,
Go ahead.
so let me comment on this. I think we're going in a different direction as the City of Millville. I don't think that the Industrial Committee, although it's been positive in the last year or so, I think the new hiring that you have as your economic developer, it's going to stay within the city where that person is going to establish that new relationship with those nonprofits that we have in this city. They're going to carry this city forward with this commission. I think that if we keep it in-house with the person that we have, that person is going to be able to trickle it down to us
immediately. There'll be no week, 2 weeks wait for a committee to get together to bring it forward. That information is going to come directly to the city of Millville, which is going to be an advantage for all of us, so that we can move this city forward, as we stated when we were in our campaign. Moving forward. Progress on your side. And I think the move that we made today, hiring Mrs. Silvers, is going to lead us that way. Those gentlemen or those people who are in the committee, men and women, did an outstanding job. We appreciate that they volunteered their time. That was phenomenal what they did. But I believe this commission is in a different direction as to how we want to move this city forward. Anyone else?
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Mayor, you know, and I echo your sentiments. You know, it's important to have someone within house. Not that we're opposed to the people or the industrial commission itself, but we have a lot of boards out there, you know, and what this does, it consolidates. As you know, we'll be doing business with Merck as one of our professional service people, doing the same thing. We also now have restored our relationship with the Cumberland County Improvement Authority. So, you know, we have those players out there, Mr. Mayor, for economic development, and it's all within house. And I think that's the way for us to go. So I echo your comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else?
If I may clarify, just to, if it's appropriate, to Mr. Pepitone's comment, the two proponents of which I was speaking, one being an inventory to examine the efficacy of the board, and the second being exploring what our alternatives are in terms of establishing a new commission, board, or committee that pertains to economic development. And there are many models that we can seek to emulate in the city.
When and how would that new model come about, be looked at, discussed? Both the mayor and vice mayor seem to have a direction that they understand, and again, I'm coming in from a perspective of not having a great understanding of that. So, again, yielding to this being your department, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe abstaining, but not having. I'm sorry, but I mean that's the direction I feel most comfortable going in, not knowing enough.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Okay, now this is a roll call to table.
To table it.
Okay.
Table.
Okay, very good.
So
Commissioner
no vote.
Pepitone.
I'm going to say table.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor Parent.
I vote to table. Also, no vote.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Yes, I vote to table.
Commissioner Cooper.
No.
Okay, and Mayor Santiago.
No.
Okay, motion carries, so this is tabled.
Next item, please.
One second, please. Okay, we have item 3, which is an ordinance prohibiting smoking or use of tobacco and tobacco-related products upon the properties of Millville City Hall and Corson Park.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this ordinance on first reading.
In a second?
Will there be comments provided by Mr. Schroeder regarding some of the provisions pertaining to this?
Yes.
Well, I can make a comment. I think that we should expand this and do every. I'm sorry.
We need a second
Oh,
on the motion.
Oh, you didn't second it?
No, I read
First.
it. I did the motion.
Was there a second?
We need a
There
second.
was no second.
You wanted to make a
I'll
comment.
second the motion to do valuable discussion.
Pepitone is the
Thank you,
second,
Pep.
so
Okay,
now
thank
we
you.
can
Thank you.
speak to it and answer questions.
I will
Go ahead.
speak to it now. So that this is vague, I think everybody thinks it's vague. Let's expand it. Let's bring in all the city properties. Let's bring in all the parks. Let's bring in the fire department. Let's bring in 15th Street. That way we're bringing in the entire city so that we can have a no smoking free area. That's my comment.
To ride on what the mayor said, I was under the impression that in public buildings and public settings like schools, I mean, you can even smoke on school grounds, like not on the football field or anything like that. So I thought that was almost what was in place. I don't know that. I, again, like the mayor, figured that this is a good move. We can figure out where to have smoking areas if that's what we're going to do. But the overall health of the community, I think it is buoyed by us making a decision to say, let's move ahead on this.
Anyone else?
It's something that council can put together for us. It doesn't have to take a long time. We can implement this at another date. But
There were 3 issues that were discussed in the work session.
Right.
The first was where? Where would you have no smoking? And it sounds like you guys have decided now a blanket, all city property. That adjustment can be made. It's made now on the record. It'll be reflected when the second reading and the publication. So we can do
So
that.
we can motion the table?
So, no, it'd be a motion, it will be a motion then to modify the ordinance to include all. That's what we would be voting on.
Yeah. You would vote tonight
That's
on
correct.
All public.
if that's your pleasure.
All
Just-
city
Just give me
property.
a nod that you like that better
Yes.
than
All.
some. Okay, so it looks like
So we would
that's
then
gonna
amend the
carry.
ordinance to include all.
All.
So we'll be voting on the amendment first, then the ordinance?
Yep.
Okay.
We need a second for an amendment?
So let me hear, second for the amendment.
Yeah, second the amendment.
Okay, so we vote on
All
the
right.
amendment.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner
Yeah, question.
Udalvis?
Hold on.
I do, because we
Hold on,
also
okay.
mentioned, we didn't discuss this here at the regular meeting, but we did discuss this at the work session. There were 2 other provisions that we had
Yes,
discussed, one being designated smoking areas.
So you're voting on the amendment, then you're gonna
add
come
that later.
back and do the whole thing together.
Add
So
it later.
if you like the amendment, let's just find out whether
Yeah.
it's the commission's pleasure as to make all first. So we're in the middle of a roll call on whether to amend this on a first reading to say all city
All.
property.
That's correct.
We'll address the other 2 in just a second.
Right.
Okay.
We have to vote on the amendment first.
So
Commissioner
yes,
Udalvis?
Yes.
Listen, you guys are going to start hearing me hitting this hard.
Commissioner Cooper?
Trust me. Trust me.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's modified.
So now, what's on the floor, so we understand it, is that you have an ordinance that would prohibit smoking or tobacco-related activities on all city property.
Correct.
Okay, that's what's on the table. There were 2 sub-issues that were addressed in the first meeting, and those were, where do our city employees go to smoke?
Correct.
There are those that, and do we want to push them, are we saying we're going to push them completely off of all city property? And the answer to that, it seemed like is no.
No.
So what can happen and what we will do is we will create within the ordinance, and I guess this would be probably a second amendment, that appropriate, and this is, somebody needs to make this motion because I can't, if this is your will. Appropriate employees smoking designated areas shall be created.
I'd like to make a motion that appropriate smoking areas for employees will be created.
Second motion.
Any
That's
comments?
the second amendment.
Since roll call that one.
Okay, Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Great. The third was, and it's 2 parts of it. It had to do with smoking cessation programs and state law. I'm going to represent to you, first of all, that this ordinance is in line with state law. The second part of it was smoking cessation programs available to employees. This is not something that rises to the level of needing to be put in an ordinance, but the mayor asked me, and Commissioner Udalowicz individually asked me during the break to get in touch with our County Board of Health and to get a list of potential smoking cessation programs that are available locally. They'd be available to our employees, but just anybody in Millville, and to find a way to make those available to our employees. I'm not saying this is necessarily how we're going to do it, but my initial idea, unless you have a better idea, would be to get that and put that in one of their pay stubs, and to go ahead and just list that and say, look, this is the new,
We'll post it on the site, we don't get paid.
or post it, or however your administrator decides to do that, that's her purvey. But the spirit was that I was asked to go ahead and find for you a way to make our employees more aware of what resources are out there for smoking cessation. Your County Board of Health is really your best resource for that. That contact has been made, and before this is voted on the second time, we can double back and discuss that in a work session or wherever you choose.
We might suggest emails.
Then we have another amendment within that.
When we come back.
We will come back at a
Yeah.
later time to revisit what we just are going to be voting on. Okay.
Did Jeannie
I'm trying to use memory
fluid-
here, folks.
Fluid notes though, right?
Yeah.
Jeannie?
Yeah. You got that, Joe?
Killing me.
Okay.
So go ahead, if you want to state the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be a motion, an ordinance prohibiting smoking or use of tobacco and tobacco-related products upon the properties of Millville City Hall, and, well, actually, it's all properties of the city of
Yes.
Millville. That was modified, and also modified to include designated areas, which will be created.
Correct.
So those
Appropriate
two.
designated areas will be created.
Okay, so,
Everyone understand that?
Okay.
Jeannie, can you repeat that one more time, please?
okay, so it's an ordinance prohibiting smoking or use of tobacco and tobacco-related products upon all properties of the city of Millville, and also designating areas to be created for smoking only.
Thank you. Roll call.
Oh, I need a motion and a second.
Oh,
I'd like to make a motion for what she just said.
second motion.
Who seconded that?
Vice Mayor.
I want to hear Joe say it. That's all.
Yeah, are we asking for the
We're
vote?
good. Okay, roll call. Wait.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Jeannie, let's get out of ordinances and go to
Okay, good.
resolutions.
Sounds like a plan.
That's how the sausage is made.
Jeez.
It's a demonstration. It's government at its best, or the other end of it.
Absolutely.
Resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utility records.
Mr. Mayor, move to adopt this resolution?
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution approving a discharge of mortgage executed by Mildred E. Trout for property located at 513 West Main Street, Block 102, Lot 7.
Mr. Mayor, move to adopt this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing a shared services agreement with Cumberland County Utilities Authority and Landis Sewerage Authority for the joint funding of a household hazardous waste day with a contribution amount of $4,000 per agency.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification of availability of funds from Marcy Shepherd, CFO, for the amount of $4,000. Move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution approving a discharge of mortgage executed by Tommy Fields for property located at 1004 Buck Street, Block 279, Lot 21.
Mr. Mayor, move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution approving a discharge of mortgage executed by Edna M. Springer for property located at 1220 Cedar Street, Block 902, Lot 456.
Mr. Mayor, move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
If I may,
Item
if I may, Mr. Mayor, make a comment, please.
Oh, sure.
These were loans out of the CDBG account and UEZ paid in full.
Great.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Resolution 6, please.
Okay. Resolution approving taxi cab operator license application for the period covering January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018 for the following applicant, James F. Perry II.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, item 7 is a resolution amending resolution number 21-2018 adopted on January 2nd, 2018 due to a typographical error in paragraph 4 incorrectly indicating the amount not to exceed $33,000 and correcting the amount not to exceed $38,400.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification that would be with funds from Marcy Shepherd, CFO, and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution certifying that the City of Millville's hiring practices comply with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrest and conviction records and employment decisions under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I believe this was a requirement for our budget to be introduced
Thank you.
this
Mr.
year.
Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing the introduction of the calendar year 2018 municipal budget.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion?
Any comments?
If I may, Mr. Mayor, we will be presenting our budget, and it's my recommendation that it will be a zero tax increase. The commissioners at the next meeting will have an opportunity to voice their concern or add anything or subtract anything, and there will be a demonstration of exactly what we have within our budget at that time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Anyone else? Roll
Yes.
call. Oh,
No, I would. I'd like to talk about this. I've poured over the budget for probably the last month, and I have quite a few concerns. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about some of the issues that befell the city before this commission was ever set. I actually have place cards because I don't have a PowerPoint presentation, so it's going to be a little bit archaic. Would you like to? Okay, the first one is that we were hit with a lawsuit that they came to a point of $200,000. This commission was not responsible for these lawsuits. However, we were responsible for paying for them. That ate some of our budget money away. Okay, next one.
Next slide. I didn't know I was doing this, but I remember my school days.
There was another cost that this commission again incurred due to a change in the computer program that we had. I had a deal at one point with the Board of Education. It was a $37,000 a year deal. Okay, we are now with a new company that is costing us approximately $138,000 a year. Okay, and on top of that, when they come out and work with us, the actual per hour rate is $169. So there's a great expense again incurred to the city. Again, not by this commission. Being public safety, oh, I got a few. Director, the SPCA just basically moved their expenses onto the municipalities. We have a $60,000 increase in cost to the SPCA. In addition, there is an officer that we're going to need to hire based on what they're telling us, as well as a vehicle. These two issues, the two bottom ones, are not in the budget now. Okay, the new officer, nor is the police car that probably could cost around $150,000.
Commissioner, if I can you explain? It's not a police officer; it's an animal control officer.
ACO, animal control officer. Basically, the SPCA can no longer give tickets, for lack of a better word. Okay, so the policing of that whole area is now moved to the city of Millville to be responsible for. And speaking with the chief, there's going to be another individual needed as required by them to take care of this service. In addition, another car will probably have to be purchased in order to carry out this practice. And again, it's something that just befell us. Okay, some of the things that we've been very lucky for. Okay, one is our health care. There's been no increase for health care this year. Traditionally, it's about 10%, which is $400,000 based on the actual numbers that we have. That's good for that one. A couple more. Liability, Jeff, there's been, again, no increase. These are unusual occurrences for cities. And again, probably approximately $100,000 could come in next year for the payment of this. General supply of costs and utilities, 5%. And again, call me doomsday, but these are things that I'm looking at to say, do we really have the money to do this without going into deficit spending? And I'm going to stop right there with that. The thing that I do want, and Commissioner or Vice Mayor Parent was very fair. He came to us and said, what do you guys need? We're going to include it in the budget. Well, a month and I didn't know what I needed. So some of the things that I feel that I need at this point were not included. In speaking with the chief, well, let me back up. When Bruce and all of us campaigned, Bruce and I campaigned a lot together, the issue that hit us continually over and over was, what is the biggest issue you have with the city of Millville? Does anybody here want to say what they think it was? Policing. Was crime, basically. So connected with policing, exactly. Since it's my department and Bruce is the backup, and I think all of us need to know that we can't just talk about it. We have to do something about it, okay? We have 78 police officers?
73 right now, 5 in the county.
Okay, 73 police officers. That sounds like a lot, but when you divide that among the hours that it costs or that's required to cover the city policing, it's not a whole lot of police officers out there on the beat, so to speak. When they have to arrest someone or do a report, it takes a lot of time, and that's something that I would really like to look into, how we expedite these reports and get them back on the street. With summer coming, two things that I want to really see accomplished is I want to see the community make a closer connection with the police department. One of the ways that we can do that is by creating more positions. And what I'm looking to do is create 3 units that are going to basically be around Center City. Each of the units would have one number 2, is that what, class 2 officer, which is able to carry a gun. The other 2 people that would be with that individual would be 2 number 1s. They're not permitted to carry guns, but they are trained as police officers. These 3 units dispersed throughout the city will first of all create, presence on the streets, and they can be used to connect with the community in Center City to start to build what we all say that we want. We want a community policing system in place. The costs of these 2 positions for actually 6 number 1s, and what I figured was 8-hour shifts, 7 days a week, and the 8-hour shifts would be used as most power shifts, would be at a cost of $169,000, working for 9 months. The other one for class 2s would be $127,000, coming to very close to $300,000. That money can be reached, added to the budget by having a tax increase. In speaking with Marcy, I said, how does all this work? To create a 4-cent tax increase on a $100,000 home would cost that taxpayer $40. Okay, that's less than $1 a week. In speaking with people, since I've kind of put this together, I haven't heard anybody say that's a bad idea. People are willing to say, what do we need to do to change the city? When I became a freeholder in 2008, Millville was the toast of the county. It was the best thing. That was out there with Third Friday coming into play. Everybody was wondering what Millville was doing. 2009, 2010, the bottom dropped out. Okay, and what we did, we made cuts everywhere, including our police department. I think that was probably the worst thing we could do. I'm not blaming people because I think that's what was done everywhere. It was almost like taking the door off the house and letting people come in. Well, we have crime here that's established that's not going to be able to change unless we have people out there to help make the change. The investment from the city, I'm asking you 4 cents on a $100,000 home, will yield $588,000 of new money that we can use basically for public safety. We can use it some other places as well, but I would like to also see improvements of cameras in town. I've even looked at the program, and this may cringe, but ShotSpotters to see how that may work within the police department, and the chief and I have discussed that, and I have calls in to see, just to learn more about it. I'm not making a commitment. But my concern is if we have a few bad years, like that had happened before, and we go into spending the surplus, there's going to be no way we're going to be able to cut our police department any more than it is. In fact, we're looking to build it. And I'm grateful that this budget has added 5 police. We're going to need to have more, but with this summer coming up, I would really like to see Center City blue, with people walking around the city, getting to know the population, creating that community that we've talked about. And we basically, when we ran and talking to individuals, felt that that's what they wanted. I know I've talked a lot. That's my proposal. And I just felt it was very important to share that.
Well,
Thank
you,
think,
Commissioner.
If I may, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
We'll have our presentation at the next meeting. I understand that I guess we're talking about another $400,000 added into the present budget, roughly, and we can always modify the budget if that's the choice of this commission, and we can take that in consideration. But it's going to be my responsibility as the administrator in the Revenue and Finance Department of coming up with approximately another $400,000. I will do all I can to alleviate any tax increase and try to still meet the needs of the police department. That is our objection, our goal. I'll say my final speech when we are going to vote on the budget. But we will continue in the Revenue and Finance, and I understand Commissioner Pepitone's desire within the police department, and if there's a need, we will try to meet that need. But I'm going to try to meet that need without a tax increase, folks.
I thank you.
Okay? And we will do what we can to make that happen. And my other speech will be held off until we adopt the budget. But thank you, Commissioner. This is what it's all about, the input from our commissioners within their departments, and we will continue to try to meet your needs. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
So just so I'm clear, what we're talking about here is just the introduction of the budget.
Yes, it is.
Okay, there's going to be for discussion on
Yes.
this.
In a public hearing.
In a public hearing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there will be further discussions on it, and the second meeting in April is when we will formally adopt the budget at that particular time. So that'll be the last meeting in April where we will formally adopt the budget.
Has to be submitted to the state when?
That's
We can't adopt for 28 days from
28
today.
days
Well, we
after.
can't adopt
28
for
days
28
from the
days,
time
it's
we
within 3
adopt the
days.
budget. So
We
the
can
budget
miss it by 5 days one way or the
can
other.
be amended at any particular time
May.
up until then.
Sometime in May.
I don't think Atlantic City's done last year yet.
But once again, we like the input of the commissioners. I mean, it's not just a one-person show. I've said to this commission, let us know what your needs are, and we will try to do what we can to meet those needs. I think what the director is bringing out this evening are some serious needs within the department, and we will do all we can to try to meet those needs, Director.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Coop, anything else?
I'm clear.
Ashley?
Fine.
All right. Anything else, Commissioner?
Do I get extra pay for this stuff?
Let me, I have one question.
That might have been a mistake on my end.
It was, really, probably. If this vote goes through as a yes, and then later on it comes up again to make amendments, and the amendments are not, if there's not enough to make the amendment go through, it basically drops off, and what we decide tonight is what's going to
No,
be.
No,
what we decide tonight
Yeah,
is
there's
not.
there's a
No,
whole
no, that's
procedure for
what I'm saying.
amendments
Yeah,
that I
April
can
3rd
go
we
over
start.
with you. There's a whole procedure.
No, all we're doing is we're presenting the budget. I'm presenting the budget with a zero tax increase to open up discussion by commissioners.
So, Joe, you'll have the same speech on April 3rd.
Save your place cards.
Are you
You'll
going to hold my,
amend it, though.
are you
You'll
gonna hold my
amend that speech.
papers?
You'll amend it.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Madam Clerk?
Okay. Commissioner Pepitone.
No.
Sorry. Vice Mayor Perrin.
Yes.
Commissioner Udalowicz.
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to board and secure, plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 1, subsection 11-6 of the Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of this resolution.
Bruce?
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 11 is a resolution awarding bid for the project entitled Cedarville Road Sidewalk Improvements Phase 3 to Charles Marandino LLC of Millville, New Jersey for their successful low bid in the amount of $174,446.20.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I have a certification of availability of funds from Marcy Shepard, CFO, and move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? This is an ongoing project that we've had for years now. From Cedarville Road and Rick Avenue, we're coming straight down, so it's a great thing that we'll be fulfilling this and getting new sidewalks for our residents there. Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Can we go into new business, please? Jim or Bruce?
You have the business?
New business.
Yes.
6-6.
I think he was going to read it. You were going to read
Motion to authorize the file, no, it's a special event. That's yours.
He said you want to go to new business, so you want to finish up resolution?
it? No, I think you were going to read a motion.
New
You were going to
business
read
on the
it.
bottom
Oh,
of the
new business.
page.
Okay, right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Flip it over, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Bruce has that, right?
I make a motion to authorize the following special event on public land applications.
Second
Fun-
the motion.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The locations are the Rob Shannon Complex and Olympic Day, sponsored by Millville Board of Education, from May 25th, 2018, at 9:30 to 11 a.m. Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for bids to be received for the project known as rebid for furnishings various chemical supplies, with said bids to be returned to the purchasing board on April 10th, 2018 at 10 a.m.
Move to make the motion?
No, second the motion.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Perrin?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
We've now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address your concerns, and please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gary Meyer. I own a business in Millville, Gem Enterprises, located on Columbia Avenue. First, I want to say that Samantha Cruz getting an award from the Chamber of Commerce, I got to tell you, I'm absolutely thrilled. For me being down here 5 years, I see her over and over doing public service, and Millville's in her heart, and that is so well deserved. I really, really want to recognize her. The second thing is at some point, if I could speak with perhaps Commissioner Parent and Commissioner Pepitone, I can save you $100,000 in your next budget. And it would take me 5 minutes and 10 minutes of Q&A, and I could tell you, and I could put a red bow on it. I don't want to pontificate sitting up here. The other thing is, I wish I had that contract. I have a 22-year-old established IT company for $138K and $169 an hour, because we are really, really on top of our game. We have a phenomenal reputation. If you Google us, we've been along before Google was even around. And we don't charge that much, and we're not the cheapest game in town. I would love to entertain that, and I have certainly the aptitude and wherewithal to do it. The main reason that I really attended this meeting this evening, and I want to preface this, my intent is not to bash anyone here. I'm very loyal to the city. I don't reside in the city. I live 43 miles north, as some of you know, in a little town. We've had a number of interactions with the police recently due to things that aren't exactly in their control, where we had some burglaries, we had a robbery, and we've sustained right now probably $45,000 in losses over a 3-month period. Thankfully, we're well capitalized. It's my company, so that really doesn't hurt us per se in the larger picture. However, one thing that I was is really clear to me is they're lacking resources. They're lacking resources so much so that the follow-up is lacking. And again, my brother's law enforcement. My best man is former Cumberland County prosecutor, so I'm not here to bash anybody. But I am fully supportive of whatever measures we need to get the police department the resources, inclusive of other officers on the street, because I have, over a period, we've had so many different interactions with the police that we've had to call them so many times that, again, I'm not attacking them. That's not my intent. The response time, their follow-up, and things are lacking across the board. And you're talking to a guy that's lived overseas for years. I own property in Thailand. Even now, I'm going to be leaving for 2 months in Asia. So I've been in many, many countries, and I've seen different police departments. We really need help here. We talked, you folks actually talked, I listened in regard to economic development. And all that is really nice, but if you don't have a nice foundation of a safe and stable area, we're going nowhere. I have my company's in some myriad of some contracts right now with some government things. I'm looking for property. I really have to say that we're not going to be able to retain businesses, let alone attract businesses, unless we have a safe, stable environment. I personally would be for supporting higher taxes. And I'm a fiscal conservative Republican talking to a bunch of Democrats. I'm telling you, I'm a fiscal conservative guy. And I'm for higher taxes, if that's what it takes. So I just want to be on the record that I would like to see some positive changes. My intent is certainly not to bash Millville. I really want the best for this city. And I appreciate your folks' hard work. I really would like not just the resources, but looking at the organizational dynamics of how things are processed here. I do see some problems. I do have a meeting with the chief of police. We've had some issues that I don't want to get into here, but I have some deep concerns. And one of them, I think, would be alleviated by additional resources to our local law enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. Mr. Myers, appreciate it.
Hello, Rick Cott, Millville resident. First of all, if you need anybody to go with you to Thailand and Asia, let me know. I have no problem at all. I'll carry your bags, whatever you need to do. Couple great things that I've been waiting to get up here because of the two positive things that you guys have done. First, I was very honored when Samantha and Commissioner Cooper asked me to be part of the Youth Empowerment Summit. I had no clue what I was going to expect when I went there. They told me it's the first one. I haven't looked at my wife. I'm like, they're expecting middle school to show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Good luck. There's going to be me and Bruce, and that's about it. And I figured we would leave and go get something to eat. When I pulled up, let me tell you, that parking lot was packed. It was extremely well ran, very organized. And what I liked most about it is the people that ran it, you wouldn't know it, because they empowered the kids to run a lot of it. When I got there, the kids escorted us around. The kids told us what was going on. It was just kudos to you guys. Most of you guys were there. You were walking around. I just thought everything, for being the first one, and we all know we have all taken on first task, and the first time you do something is always the hardest. So if that's the hardest and that's the bar that we're at right now, wow, the ceiling is just going to be unbelievable. And I want to commend you guys for what you did that Saturday. And I thought that was going to be the highlight until you guys just blew me away. I'm a big advocate for no smoking anywhere. I coach youth sports. I've been doing it for a long time. The biggest problem I have when I'm out there is not the kids, it's the parents and the smoking that goes along and the things that are out there. And I was extremely excited to hear. In fact, I was helping, and the kids were involved. Once again, here we are, the kids, for those who don't know, showed up to a work session meeting I believe, last meeting. And they were advocates for this. And to see kids taking ownership and doing something like this, I really wish, I hope they can come next week to realize what they started off and what we started off with, for you guys to change the ordinance to include every city property is just absolutely amazing. It's life-changing to a lot of kids out there. That's their time to get away. I coach Police Athletic League. I deal with a lot of kids who are coming with already a lot of baggage. And that's their time not to have to worry about stuff like that, not to have to go out to sports and events and worry about smoking because people are out there smoking. So I would just like to end that. Once again, great job. You guys hit a home run on that, and I'm so proud of all 5 of you guys for changing that. And I can't wait till the next meeting to make that official. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Rick Cott, thank you.
Hey, Rick, I want to say thank you. Saturday, it seems like you had one of the highest sought-after classes there. People didn't want to leave your class, so I want to say thank you.
You want to change that to so after ratings. Ratings.
Yeah. Your class was cyberbullying, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of feedback on that, a lot of positive feedback. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone else? I close the public portion of this meeting. Go right into resolutions, please.
Okay, we have a resolution authorizing a closed session meeting for the following matter. South Jersey Boat Works under attorney-client
Mayor.
privilege. And
the
did
other-
we have,
You have to add the additional, we need to talk about
We have-
labor negotiations.
Is that added? I don't
We
have
have-
it here.
No, you have to, we have to motion to add it.
Okay.
so also to add,
Well,
the dis-
Jeannie, finish with
yeah, well,
12
that was that
first,
one,
please.
but we're also going to add under labor negotiations.
Thank you, Regina.
Issues regarding Council 18.
Yeah, this is the Council
Litigation.
18
And the contract.
Well, Council 18 contract, and also under litigation, we're going to be discussing Council 18 matter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeannie, do we have room to discuss the Personnel Committee that was discussed previously in closed session?
You want to discuss
In-
under personnel matters?
Yes.
That's fine, if you want to do that. So, okay, so Personnel Committee will be discussed under personnel matters. Just need a motion and a second on that.
Mr. Mayor, move for the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Action may or may not be taken when we return.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
The mayor's just hungry.
Yeah. Let's go.
He's hangry. Can't mess with him. When he's angry, you can't mess.
Let's go.
All right, I need a motion to close the executive session and reopen the
Make a
public session.
motion to close this executive session and open up the public.
Any comments? Roll call.
Well, that was, all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Okay. We are adding on first reading an ordinance amending salary ordinance numbers 32-2015, .3-2016 and 15-2016 of the city of Millville. This is regarding salaries which, whose titles were, reduced, I believe, correct? It was previously by the previous commission, and this is part of a lawsuit or a grievance. Yeah, to rectify that matter. Okay, so we're restating them back to the original. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Pepitone.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent.
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis.
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper.
Yes.
Mayor Santiago.
Yes.
The motion carries. All right, and then we have a resolution authorizing the city of Millville to enter into a MOU with the Council 18 with regard to the contract.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Is it an MOU or tentative agreement?
MOU.
Is that what they call it? Okay.
Okay. Does this have to, does the stipulation of settlement have to be done prior? Okay, so, okay. I apologize. I'm out of order. How do I fix that?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
Because I got a motion in a second for this, but we're supposed to do the settlement first, apparently. The stipulation of settlement. Does it matter?
So my motion table for just a second.
Who wants the table?
Rescind, the motion to rescind.
Rescind the motion.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the second was
start all
rescinded,
over.
didn't happen.
All right,
Go
sorry.
to the st-
All right. I apologize.
Rescind.
We have a resolution authorizing the City of Millville's Labor Council to enter into a stipulation of settlement, and it was Millville versus Council 18 and Millville versus New Jersey Civil Service Association, Cumberland County, and Council 18.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second motion.
Any comments? I'd like to make a comment. I know, I'll call it a tentative agreement. And as you know, Council 18 waited 16 months for this to go through. So we need to thank them, because I think, although this agreement, I believe, is in favorable of both of us, we got to give them credit for holding on with the city of Millville and being nice enough to not take us to any further courts and beat us up in court proceedings. I also like to thank our attorney, Doug Long, and our city administrator, Regina. This thing was settled in one day.
Incredible.
And believe it or not, we both came out with good news. There's savings for the city of Millville, and the employees got what they wanted. So hats off to Regina, hats off to Doug Long, hats off to Council 18 for standing by with the city and this commission to making the right moves and the right decision to be in a tentative agreement with Council 18. 16 months that they went through.
Can I make a comment as well?
Go ahead.
I want to echo what the mayor has said, especially with our council, because many people question who we put in when this new commission came together. And as he said, in one day, that was settled. He himself could have brought it on and on if he chose to. But everyone worked together, got knocked out in a day. Very proud of everyone, Regina, Doug, and Council 13.
Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Udalvis?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
The motion carries. Now we have a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Council 18.
Mr. Mayor, move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Pepitone?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parent?
Yes.
Commissioner Eudalovich?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
Second the motion.
Motion to adjourn?
All right.
Second?
You had the motion there?
Very good.
All in favor or what?
All
In favor?
Number 6.
Aye.